Hello, friends. Tiana Smith here with the Seven Figure Club and coming to you live in my Dallas headquarters in Dallas, Texas. I'm so excited to have you. So, today is day one of a 3-day live boot camp. But really cool news every single day from Tuesday through Thursday this week, or if you're watching it live, will be a standalone training. But I do want to do a little bit of intros. And before I start to do that, I'm going to take just a brief minute to make sure this is going live in my Facebook group, which is where the replay will stay. So if you're tuning in live, let me know in the comments if you can see me, if you can hear me, and also let me know where you're tuning in from. It's such an amazing day and age that we get to be a part of each other's lives from around the globe. So yeah, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. So I'm going to see if I can actually share this. It usually lets me share this video into my Facebook group, but I'm not seeing that it's letting me do that. So let me just double check here. You know what? I think they've changed it on the videos. They used to let us move it into the Facebook group, and I don't think it's going to. So let me just double check the audience. We're going to say that it is public, and maybe now I'll be able to share it. Okay, it doesn't look like it lets me. So if you are trying to see this, well, obviously you can see it from here if you're seeing it, and I'm just going to go in live. So let's talk about how to position yourself with power. That's today. And what I'm going to be sharing is actually a checklist when I go to audit my own business profile, my pages, or my clients or a potential client. I actually have some checklists that I like to follow. So I'm going to take you through that exact process. But let's talk about for a few minutes, why should you position yourself with power and authority? So when you follow these pieces that I'm going to go through this checklist, the point of it is so that you have power and authority online with your brand. So I'm part of power and authority online is luxury branding. Okay. And what that means is your whole vibe, your whole essence is a consistent luxury brand. Okay. So sometimes people are like, well, I'm more of a farm girl, or I'm a guy and I have this auto mechanic business. Okay, so when I say luxury branding, AKA consistent branding, what we're talking about are fonts, colors, consistency in your brand, right? There's this really cool shop. We were down in Waxahachie, Texas, if you're familiar with any of these little towns. I know it's quite a mouthful, right? And it was called like Meat Lovers. And honestly, this is just popping up in my brain. And it's this guy who took his online brand and then he opened up this store here in Texas. It's about, I'd say, 45 minutes from Dallas. And it's all like super branded. It's kind of this vintage vibe, and it's red and it's white. And I've only been in the store one time and I can remember it. And I remember standing in line because we had gone down there like a year ago and I didn't know who it was, but all his stuff looked really cool. And all these people who'd been following this guy online knew his brand, knew his name, and wanted to come to this live event. Like people had driven in for this, and we just happened to be there. So why I'm sharing that is even online branding, if you're just like 100% online right now, like right now, there's this huge move of people online getting huge deals. Have you guys seen your kids want these YouTubers in toys and chocolates at Target? Anybody else? Anybody else? Like, I know my daughters, there's like, I do not even know the name of it. I just buy it if they're like, oh, it's this YouTuber I follow and they have this cute little toy at Target. And I'm like, okay, that's so cool. So right now, content creators, online entrepreneurs, if you take time to develop a brand and then to develop an audience, which we're going to talk more about the audience building tomorrow with the marketing piece of that, but it can change your life, your business. It's not only that you can make 10K a month selling high ticket. That's great and all. But what about an even bigger plan? What if you had a 3-year plan where you develop an idea that you're going to go on YouTube and you're going to start to talk about like whatever the thing is that you do, that you're passionate about? And I think people think, and I'm a business to business person, but there's a lot of business to consumer clients I work with, meaning you're serving like just the normal public, or you're serving B2B like me, and you're serving business owners. Okay. So it just depends what field you're in. I went to a large YouTube conference a few months ago, just to kind of give you some background on this. And they were talking about these YouTubers who I had no idea who they were. And I will tell you, a lot of the young men are really dominating this space. And for all of us middle aged and above, and even seniors or senior citizens, really need to take this space because you have a phone, you have a computer, you're here. Why shouldn't you share your lifetime of knowledge on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook? And I understand that it can feel like, well, where do I even start? And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to guide you. Okay. So I'm going to start by giving you some ideas and strategies about why this really works. And I'm going to give you examples of when you take this brand and you go online, how it can change your life, your business forever. So back to the story about the YouTube conference I was at in Dallas. It's called Vid Summit. It was packed. It was at this amazing, huge conference center, like 5 stories tall. And it was all these YouTubers. And I really didn't know most of them. They had a couple famous speakers. And what I really saw was all these people in different niches from around the world are monetizing. And I was like, wow, I wish I could come online and really convince and educate and encourage my fellow people who follow me to get your camera out. Like, even if it's just this, even if it's not a fancy camera, and to just start vlogging your life. And really, this power positioning is about that. It's saying that, like, okay, let's get this consistent branding done. Let's get your, you can see my 7-figure club logo here. Let's get the fonts, let's get the colors. Second part of power positioning, besides the luxury branding, is your messaging. And so that's the thing to the world that you are the go-to for. So again, back to this summit, they were talking about this young man who's out of Kentucky. He's like 21, 22 years old. He has like millions of followers on YouTube. And what he does is he consistently posts content, looks like it's from his car or from the woods in Kentucky, about hunting, and just sharing his hunting techniques. I saw a guy yesterday who has tens of thousands of subscribers. I think it's like 50,000. And he just shows people how to light a pipe. And there was another man that came up in my feed, I guess, because my husband had been watching him, and he's an older gentleman also lighting his pipe. So I don't know if maybe the algorithms are hilarious when this starts. But what he does is he coaches men about how to be a good gentleman. But he was doing a special video to the women, like how to attract or what you should expect from your husband or a future spouse. And he's just giving this wisdom while smoking a pipe. And so it's so random at times, but if you become the go-to for something and you start to create a culture around your unique personality, then you really can become this magnet. And tomorrow specifically, I'll actually give you what does that look like? We're going to have a checklist. Actually, I'm giving you a secondary checklist tomorrow. But today I want to give you some ideas. I want you to start to brainstorm. I want you to get excited. So I would say to you, write it down. What do you want to be the go-to for? What are you just so excited and passionate to talk about? And again, I'm just going to start to give you ideas today because, see, when you're excited about what you're doing and you're confident about it, that's powerful. That is authority. Okay. So, for example, I love plants. So I put them in the background because it's an extension of who I am. And there's a lot of people out there and they're putting white fake roses and they're and I've done that where I've tried to look like other people and it just doesn't work. I look like this. This is a face God gave me. And nowadays you can change it if you want. But this is what I look like. This is the hair I've got right now. Again, I've had extensions. You can change it. But the point is this: learn to just love yourself and believe that this life that you've been living, that you are in a powerful piece of your life. You are the star of your show. So when I had some clients here last week at my headquarters here, and I was talking to them about this thing called your power I am statement. I'm going to give it to you as a gift if you want to say, I am in the comments, comment I am, and I will send you that PDF as a gift. This is usually just in my 7-figure club. And what it is you're deciding exactly who you are, who you're serving, and what result you get and how. And you're doing it quickly. In fact, I was going to share my other what's the word called checklist, which we're going to do that, but I'm going to give you guys this other bonus, and I'm going to share my screen and walk you through this first, because your power statement is at the core of your power positioning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started with that, and then I'm going to give you this other checklist about how you can self audit yourself. So, as we're diving in here, how I run my boot camps is I really believe in focusing in on one main area each day and giving whoever is really ready to take the next step some action steps you can take today. One problem I have with most podcasts, most speaking events, most books is I just don't think there's these really tangible action steps. So anytime I coach, I speak, I do a course, I'm giving action steps, because the truth is you only make progress in life when you take that action. It could be messy, it won't be perfect. Is it ever? But it's action, and it's saying, I'm going to make progress today. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go over this power I am statement. Okay. So this is from my 7-figure club. Okay. My diva-esque look here. Ta-da. Okay. And so let's go through and take a look at how do you create this. Okay. So you can just write this down on a piece of paper as well. So who are you? And this is in business, guys. This is not a bio. And that's the thing, even when people write their about pages, the point of a bio or when you're talking is to explain who you are as it relates to your ideal client. Okay. Ideal client is interchangeable with ICA, if you ever hear that, by the way. And what that means is an ideal client avatar. It's where you're really honed in on like who are you serving and knowing who that is. Okay. So one is who you are. Okay. Who you serve. So who is that? So I work with an awesome client, and she is a psychiatrist, nurse psychiatrist, but because she's going to online space, we're going to call her a mental health coach for children, essentially. And so she helps parents of children with mental health issues really break through natural means. That would be like her statement. So the result is, what is that result? Okay. Like, what are you giving them and how are you doing it? That's where you essentially develop the kind of process that you're doing. And this is really important, because this kind of one liner would go on your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram. And this all relates back to power positioning, because if you don't know who you are and exactly who you serve and how you serve them, you're not going to be powerful in the marketplace, and you're not going to have authority, because you're going to be like, I do this, or you just do a run-on sentence and you keep talking. No, it's concise. Hey, I'm Tiana Smith with tianasmithcoaching.com. I help entrepreneurs, coaches, and course creators scale their business to 6 and 7 figures through my done for you luxury branding, funnels, and cash injection coaching program. And I can say it even shorter if I need to. Hey, I'm Tiana Smith. So nice to meet you. What do you do? I help entrepreneurs and business owners scale to 7 figures through my done for you systems. So you want to have this memorized. Okay. So what you want to do is who you are, who you serve, the result, and how you do it. And these are key elements. We're not giving away the farm here. You're saying key words that you should know, that your audience, or you need to learn to know who your audience, what they're asking for, because you really want to deliver that very, very clearly. Okay, so let's do it together. I am your name with, and I do like to say my website. Hi, I'm Tiana Smith with tianasmithcoaching.com. I can't tell you how many people have found my website because I just repeat it over and over again. Especially if you're getting introduced on a podcast or a media interview, man, do you just drop that website? You need to always be giving a very clear way for people to contact you after the fact. And you need to speak clear and slowly. So let's slow this down. Okay. I am Tiana Smith with tianasmithcoaching.com. By the way, you spell my name Tiana, one N. I coach and offer done for you services for entrepreneurs and business owners. And I help them scale to 7 figures through my proven 3-step process: luxury branding, cash injection coaching, and done for you funnels. So again, you can mix it up. And if you have just 1 second to say it, it's again that elevator pitch. Oh, what do you do? Yeah, I'm Tiana. Well, I help business owners scale to 7 figures through this really unique, proven 3-step process. So that's where I don't even tell them all what I do. It's mystery. So mystery matters. So put that in the comments when you're watching this. Mystery matters. You don't want to give away everything. Think about dating. Okay. So really think about dating. Like we're going to come back to this page in a second. Okay. So if somebody asks you who you are and what you do, and you're like, I'm Tiana, and I was divorced for 10 years, and I have 2 kids, and man, we've been through this custody battle, and on Fridays I like to work out, but this last week, like, my car broke. Oh my goodness, stop. This is how people talk, though. This is how they talk in person. This is how they talk on the dating apps. It's enough, and it's not healthy, and it really will show you somebody's maturity level. So I really want to encourage you. Confidence is not over explaining. Okay, confidence is saying, yeah, I help business owners scale to 7 figures through this really unique 3-step process that I've developed over the last decade. What do you do? So it's like, think of it like a fisherman, like, a lion chases like grr, and a fisherman like goes like this, and they do the line, and then they're like, you're just like, pretend you're in a stocked pond, and you're just there. Okay, there's that little bait. So if somebody heard what I said I did, and it's 7 figures, let's say they're a business owner, entrepreneur, and it's this unique 3-step process I've developed for a decade, they're like, unique. What is it? I didn't even tell them through how I do it. So what I want you to do is follow this kind of process so that you can really start to hone in on what you're offering and clarify it. And what you actually do is you can start to group these little pieces through like your Instagram. So let me actually show you what this looks like on a Facebook header or on an Instagram. So let me go to Instagram, and you can self-audit. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a second, about what this looks like. So I'm going to cover a few things here looking at my Instagram. And again, we can put this on Facebook, on YouTube, all these different places. Okay. And this is where sometimes the YouTubers, the content creators, are missing out on like the funnels and the leads, because they're like, oh, I'm just giving value. Like, no, guys, like, don't you want to monetize? Don't you want to grow an email list? Don't you want to make that money? I mean, I'm not here to like convince somebody they should make money with it, but I am here to educate you if you've thought about it, and to provide you clarity on how you actually do it. So if I go here, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this page. I can. Yay. Okay, so let's go to the top here, and let's look at this. So Lux branding, websites, and done for you funnels. I have that up there without going into the full sentences, but it's based off my power statement. Okay. I'm saying those things first because those are kind of key words that people see. And if they were looking for those services, it would pique their interest and their DM me. Then we've got profits here. Well, because money talks, and I have a lot of experience. So I'm going to share, hey, I've helped my clients make this much, and I actually need to update it for way more. So then I'm going to tag my other business agency page. If you have that, if you don't, you just put another line of another thing you do. In Instagram, it is proven that if you line it up with emojis, like, and without doing double lines, it's like a really good way to get conversions up there. Just a side note. And then what I always have is a call to action. Now, since I have live events this week, I'm going to try and get people into the live events because that converts better. But usually I have an evergreen funnel right there. So this is how you'd line up your Instagram. Now let's talk about YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to share this tab instead. Just give me a second. I'm going to go to my channel, and actually I'm going to edit it because I was going to edit the top up here, right? So this part up here, the manifest faster. So right here is where you want to make sure you've got all these links. And again, because these things get cut off, see how it's cut off? You want to still have these key words. I help entrepreneurs grow their biz through Lux branding, funnels, and like they're like, I'm intrigued. And then you want the link that is the evergreen link. This is where this one's going to be over here. So this is the evergreen thing I usually have up, because evergreen means that at all times it can collect leads, right? So people are going here and they're like, yes, I want this information. Please go there. It takes them to an upsell page where I automate sales. Right now it's taking them to the live event. So I'm actually going to grab the link for this um, to get to the live event right now. So let me go back and see which page you're seeing. So do you see all this, how this funnel, this works? So what you want to do from YouTube is you want to make sure that you've got all this edited correctly. And you want the first one, because that's the only one they're going to see. They have to click through and most people won't, is the thing that is your highest converting one. So I'm actually going to edit it real quick. Let me see where I can do that. I'm going to go customize channel. And I'm actually going to put a different link just for now. I'm going to add a link and we're going to put it at the top because it's a free masterclass 313. I'm going to grab my URL over here. Let's go grab it from this week. And then that way, and then I'm going to press save, but I'm going to move this up here. Okay, cool. And then I need to press publish. And that's how you change all these things. You want to change your header, you want to change your picture. And these are things I do for my clients. Okay, it means, do you see how it wasn't letting me save because there was a space? This is where you need to be patient when you're building your business things out. Okay, so now let's go view the channel and let me share with you what this looks like.
Hi, friend.
So now we've got this new live event one, and this is where you have to stay really on it anytime you're doing live events to like go everywhere and do it. So I'm going to, after on Friday, I'm going to need to take this link down and move the other one back to the top. So that's part of running a business, whether it's you or your tech team. And these are the kinds of funnels, I'm building for people. So there's times where you really want to push it and you want to like offer people something of value that they can join you live because it converts really well. Okay. So let's review what we've talked about so far before I kind of share with you these checklists and how to really make this happen. So one is power positioning is making sure that you do have a consistent brand, you know what you're offering, and you really need a power statement. That's your messaging to the world. And you want that power I am statement, the one we were talking about, really connected through your YouTube, through your Instagram, through your Facebook headers, that it's this consistent, not only visual branding, but what it is you do. And when you make that happen immediately, like, so when I work with my clients, that's our first step. I get clear on their branding. And if their branding doesn't need help, I'm making sure I'm auditing their Facebook, their Instagram, their TikTok, their LinkedIn, so that anytime they are searched or found online, it is consistent. We need to know it's the same person. Part of this branding online too is making sure that like all your usernames online are consistent. And again, I really want you to understand something. It's a day and age where you are in competition with everybody, including the bigger companies or the bigger coaches. Now, you have something that a famous coach doesn't have, and that is your time, and that is your energy, and that is your expertise. Most larger celebrity coaches who have a larger following do not serve people one-to-one. So if you ever are feeling like, well, how do I compete with everyone? Okay, well, you have the opportunity to serve people on a smaller scale, which is also still highly profitable. Myself included, I've done 7 figures through one-to-one work over the last few years. I've automated multiple 6 figures, and I've helped my clients automate 7 and 8 figures. So wherever you're starting from, understand like, it's okay. It's okay. It's good. The point is, make progress, take action. So let's finish going through this power I am statement real quick. And then I'm going to give you this checklist to where you can actually work through your how you get started today and go and audit all your stuff. And then we can circle back tomorrow. We're going to start to talk about marketing. So part of your I am statement, this powerful thing, and how you come across powerful and educated and with authority in person or on video. So no matter when you talk to somebody and what do they do, you want to make sure you can repeat your power statement 10 times through without any mess ups. This is something I learned years ago in like memorizing things. So what you want to do is you want to record yourself saying your power statement on the audio on your phone, or better yet, film yourself saying it. I think it's better to hear it first and then you want to film yourself saying it. And you want to see what you look like. What are you doing with your hands? Hey, I'm Tiana Smith with TianaSmithCoaching.com. I help entrepreneurs and business owners scale to 7 figures through my 3-step proven formula, which includes luxury branding, done for you funnels, and cash injection coaching. See how it just rolls off my tongue? Because I talk about it all the time. So if you've not been talking about it all the time, you need to go practice. And then you need to go practice online and in the real world. Go to a networking event, work on memorizing it, have your business cards ready, and go get in front of people. And remember, have fun, smile, be confident in who you are and what you offer. And really, that could even be something like what I've talked to you about, like these people who I teach people who want to learn how to smoke a pipe, how to pack a pipe. Okay, great. That's so specific. I love it. This other kid in Kentucky be like, I help hunters around the globe learn about hunting tips and tricks through my YouTube channel. Cool. That's so specific. I love it. Right. One of my doctor friend. Yeah, I'm Dr. Trish Schneider, and I help parents with children with mental health challenges break through in a more homeopathic, holistic, and natural way. I'm interested. Okay, so like when you speak and you know what you're doing and you have this memorized, it's so important. And if you're like, but I do so many other things, great. If somebody's interested in you and your energy, they're going to ask you. Again, back to dating is like you don't say everything about yourself at once. It's selfish and it's weird and it's run on and nobody likes it. So let's do what people like. So let me scroll down on this one. And you can learn more about me, by the way, and follow me at Tiana_Smith_coaching. Facebook is actually not underscores, it's just Tiana Smith Coaching. And I've got podcasts and all kinds of things. Now, part of power positioning, why I'm including this over here, is knowing your personal steps on how people work with you. Okay. You need to know what your offer is and how people can actually hire you. Okay. So, one is you want to make sure I believe in having an application system. And on Thursday, I'm going to give you my exact system, screenshotted step through, and share with you about it. And on Thursday, you can also have the opportunity to potentially get my whole system at a fee. It's not free, but the training will be free. And then you want to guide people through, okay, well, how do I work with you? Great. Well, definitely check me out. See if you're liking my energy and vibe. I'm really not into the competitive nature where people are like considering a few options. Most people who work with me come to me because they're just like, I'm a fan of you. I think what you do is awesome. I've learned a lot from you. I'm ready to hire you. That's where the power positioning that I work with. Okay. So I'm a specialist at what I do. You can't even go compare me to somebody else. I don't know one person in my field who does all the pieces I do. Now, you might not be in that position. Maybe you're starting out. Maybe you haven't honed in on exactly what you're going to offer people. If I was going to say, oh, I'm just a web designer, well, yeah, there's like thousands of those, but that's not all I do. I write their copy, I SEO optimize, I do their strategy, I share all those different pieces for people. I offer courses, I guarantee my work. I work with them till they get their ROI, help them make money. I'm a real one and done process, but I wasn't like that all the time. When I first started, I didn't have all that knowledge, but having been in business and doing this for 20 years, I have that now. So this process is telling them, hey, once we receive your quiz, here's what the link you can go to. We'll chat, we'll discuss your project, we'll see what program would be the best fit. And then we work together on either a 30-day, an 8-week, or a 12-week program. You're going to have daily check-ins. And once we build all this for you, we hand it over to you. It's done. Now, how clarifying is this? Because see, again, if you don't know your power I am statement, if you don't know your processes, you're not going to come across powerful or an authority. And when people even message you on social media, they're going to have that vibe from you. Because if you're just winging it, then they're going to have the wing it energy, and you're going to also attract wing it people. And that's not always great for your own business. So it's taking time and getting this power, this authority, aligning yourself. And that takes some time away from social media. It says, print this stuff out. So I'm going to give you guys this power I am statement. If you say I am in the comments, I will send this to you, my gift to you. Okay, so let's look at this final page over here, down here. And then at the end of this is always you're going to let people know, no matter what you give them, who you are and what you do and another next step. And that's also, again, about power positioning is you're saying like, hey, I value myself. If I'd love to chat with you if you want to go apply. And again, that's powerful because you're saying, I'm not going to talk to anybody, just anybody. I'm not going to convince anybody of what I do. You need to do this research. Here's a link. Happy to chat after you fill out this quiz and after you tell me more about what you do. And again, the power is in the person asking the questions. Okay, so this is a sales technique, but it's really just a technique of human nature. Like somebody asking questions is gathering information. If somebody's just speaking and speaking and speaking, that's almost like a prove it mentality. So what you want to do is I'm going to give you your next steps and is you're going to comment I am if you want this power I am statement. Now there's a secondary checklist I'm going to breeze over because this is kind of like your own self audit. This is where I audit prospects, or when somebody is onboarded, I'm going to go through this checklist to see what they've got going on, what's working, what's not working. And I'm going to take you through it briefly, what that looks like as well. All right, you ready for it? So this is my premium, super fun. Let me zoom in. Website social media audit checklist. Okay. And what this is when I'm seeing if somebody is actually positioning themselves correctly or incorrectly online. Okay. Website, Facebook, Instagram are the main go-tos, but this is the Facebook one is really the same. I could actually say slash LinkedIn because Facebook and LinkedIn, they're not exactly the same on the content, but the setup is similar because there's headers. Instagram does not have the headers, but that's where it's like, do you use emojis and describe what you're doing? So kind of what I walked you through there. Is there a link to sign up on your list? Are you posting daily? Do you post any reels, videos? Is your content on point? These are questions you should be asking yourself. Do you have a consistent logo, font, color? Is your button above the fold for your website? Is there a clear free offer, list building offer? So if anybody comes to me and they're like, yeah, I mean, it's working. And if they don't have all this, like friend, you're just losing money and leads every day. And I can look at my own list I've made from all my years of auditing and building and say, like, here are some ways you can work on. So if you want this list, you can put audit. Now, I do offer free Loom reviews. If you want to review, put review in the comments and really just say review and I'll give you I always give the checklist to anyone I do a review. So if you want to review, scratch audit, just say free review in the comments. If you just want the other checklist, the I am, you can say I am in the comments and I'll go through and I'll respond to that. But really, it's so important that you take ownership of your brand online. If you're just winging every day, you're not dressing up, you're not showing up, you're not talking to people, you're not speaking clearly, looking at them in the eyes. I would say an etiquette class would be a great place to start as well. But from an online etiquette, an online power positioning, you really just want to remember that it's humans behind all these profile pictures. And there are dream clients in those pictures. These are real people. I know sometimes we lose humanity when we're driving in a car. We're like, oh, it's just a car and I'm going to honk. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that person had a bad day or they're zoned out. Somebody just died. Like, can we bring the humanism back to the online space? I've literally had people leave me insane reviews and they didn't even know me. I don't even know them. They're just being mean. So there is that online, but there's also really cool people. There's people who like find you through somebody else and they click through the like, oh, I saw you had a friend of mine. So there's a faith element that you're believing that the right people will find you at the right time. And I will tell you, the writer you are in your mentality, the writer you are, the more powerful you are, the more confident you are, the better people you're going to attract. There is a thing like attracts like, right? So when you position yourself, you show up each day with hope, with faith that you're going to break through and you're going to have an amazing day and you're going to have this amazing results. You will, because you get what you expect and what you prepare for. But if you don't, you have to take action. Your mind and mouth could be saying something. But if the front part doesn't reflect that, you could say you want a new car, but the car you have, you leave it in a dump, like it's gross, you don't clean it. Like, why are you going to get a new car? Because you're treating what you have kind of trashy. And it's the same way with online. If your headers aren't matching, if your website isn't even up, if you don't have a landing page free offer, with the knowledge nowadays, and I'm going to, of course, give you an opportunity to join my program on Thursday if you're interested in getting this all up and running, you won't have an excuse. So I'm here to educate, I'm here to encourage, and I'm here to give you next steps. So I've given you 2 freebies today that are usually paid in my 7-figure club mastermind. I'm here to help you, but the truth is, money talks, time talks. What are you investing in yourself? Let's go make it happen. Thank you for spending time with me, and I will see you tomorrow for day 2, where we're going to dive in on the step-by-steps of magnetic marketing. You definitely want to be here for it, but follow this checklist. Get your stuff going. Take it one step at a time. Let's do this.